Sometimes a guy will get a woman's number in person, or he'll match with her on a dating app, or it will be a girl or a woman that he knows, and he'll be texting her and she will then just stop, right? She will stop replying and he'll be thinking, what is going on? When I met her in person, she liked me, or she matched with me on a dating app, so therefore she does like me, she thinks I look good. Or if it's a girl that he knows in person, she has been showing signs of interest and she's been texting him. So why has she stopped texting him all of a sudden? What's going on? There are a number of reasons why it can happen, and you need to understand these reasons so you don't lose your opportunity with her, right? You know what to do next so you can get her texting you again, get her to go out on a date with you, start having sex or a relationship with her. So let's look at number one. The first reason why a woman will stop texting a guy is that she wants him to do more than just text her. So a lot of guys make that mistake where they text way too much and they're trying to get to know the woman, they're trying to have long chats with her, and they're hoping that something happens. But she doesn't really need much texting to go back and forth before she's ready to say yes to meeting up, right? She wants to meet up, she wants to kiss, have sex, and get herself a lover or boyfriend. She doesn't want to just continue texting and texting. So she stops texting in the hope that he will get the message and then text her and ask her out. Now the next one is something that women often use when they're a bit insecure. She likes him and is using a technique that she hopes will increase his interest in her. So even though it may not look like it to you because she is pretty, sometimes a woman is insecure even when she's pretty. Right? So she may be looking at you and thinking that you're too good for her, you're too cool for her. Maybe other girls are interested in you and you're more interested in them than you are interested in her. So she then tries to use a technique to hopefully make you like her more and want to get a text from her. She stops texting and hopes that it increases your interest in her. Yet, in many cases, when a girl does that to a guy, it ends up backfiring. The guy thinks that she has stopped texting him because she's no longer interested, so he then stops texting her. Then, after a couple of weeks or maybe a month, she feels like she might seem too keen or needy or whatever it may be by reaching out to him, so she doesn't reach out. She hopes that he reaches out to her, but he's hoping that she reaches out to him, and they end up losing their opportunity to be together. Number 3, she lost attraction based on how he was texting. That's the thing with getting a woman's number in person or matching with her on an app. You essentially have an opportunity. And a woman is interested initially when she gives out the number in most cases, right? And she's interested initially when she matches on a dating app. But if the guy then starts texting in a way that makes her feel turned off, she then begins to lose interest, right? She knows that she doesn't have to go through with that option. She doesn't have to date him if she doesn't want to. If he's coming across in a way that is making her feel turned off, she can simply stop texting. Now, a common example of being unattractive via text is when a guy is being insecure or when he's trying too hard. So it may have been something she said that caused him to then react in an insecure way, or something she said that caused him to react in a way where he was trying too hard to impress her. In either case, she then starts to lose a bit of interest. She stops feeling as attracted, and if that continues throughout the text conversation, she loses more and more interest to the point where she just stops replying. Another possible reason why a woman will stop texting a guy is that the texts were too time-consuming and were leading to nowhere. The thing is, sometimes a woman will stop texting a guy because every time she texts him, it's a serious, involved conversation where he really wants to discuss things or really focus on a particular topic. Yet when it comes to dating, the way that women want to text with a guy is for it to be lighthearted, playful, and more relaxed and easygoing, right? It's not something that a guy should be using to have big conversations with a woman. It's simply something that you use to make women feel attracted to you and connect a little if and where necessary, and then arrange a meetup. That's all you really need to do, right? A woman doesn't need to see that you're such an amazing guy that you can have these long, in-depth conversations and you've got so many great things to say, right? She's not interested in that when you're texting her. She's interested in how you're making her feel. Is she feeling sparks of attraction and desire when she's texting with you? Is she feeling like she wants to meet up with you? Is she beginning to imagine what would happen if you and her met up with each other? Is she beginning to imagine you and her kissing and having sex? Or is she feeling like a date might be awkward? It might be a bit too boring. It might lack that all-important sexual and romantic spark. Or it might just be more of a friendly type of conversation where she's just chatting with a guy, they get along, he's a good conversationalist, but there's no spark there. If she goes on a date like that, it's going to be a big waste of time for her because she doesn't want a friend, right? She wants a lover, boyfriend, or husband. To be a woman's lover, boyfriend, or husband, you need to create sparks when you interact with her. Rather than just having conversations where you get along with her, you get to know her, and you're just talking in a friendly way. Number 5, she met another guy. So she doesn't want to date multiple guys. She's met another guy, has most likely kissed him, and they're starting to date now, so she doesn't feel the need to continue texting the other guy who hadn't even got her out on a date yet. Or possibly had got her out on a date, but it was too much of a neutral, friendly vibe. It lacked that romantic and sexual spark. Number 6, he was too serious and logical via text. The thing is, most of us men like to be serious and logical, right? I'm making a serious and logical video now. I'm not mucking around and being silly or anything like that. I want to help you. However, when you're talking to a woman via text, she wants to feel a spark, and you need to be a bit more playful via text to create that spark. So here's an example of a guy being too serious and logical, followed by an example of a guy being more playful to create sparks. So she then wants to meet him, have sex with him, or have a relationship with him. So here's the guy being too serious and logical. The girl texts him and asks, "How was work today?" "Pretty good, you?" "Yeah, not bad." "So what are you up to now?" "Just relaxing on the sofa after dinner." "What did you eat for dinner?" "Pasta." "Cool, I'm making dinner now." She then doesn't reply, so he texts her 20 minutes later. "What are you up to tonight?" "Nothing much, just chilling out." "Yeah, same, busy day at work." And she doesn't reply to that either, so he waits 15 minutes and texts her again. "You planning on watching anything in particular on TV tonight, or?" And she replies with, "Not sure." Right, so this is a girl who likes him, right? She is attracted to him. She's given her number to him in person, or she's matched with him on a dating app, or she knows him and she likes him. She's interested in having sex or a relationship, but he's just texting like they're buddies, right? There's no sexual spark there. So now here's an example of a guy being a bit more playful to create a spark. So the conversation starts off in the same way. "How was work today?" "Pretty good. You?" "Yeah, not bad." "So what are you up to now?" "Just relaxing on the sofa after dinner." So think about what's going on there. She texted him first, and she's relaxing on the sofa, thinking about him. So what does the guy reply with? ... And thinking about me, with a winky smile, right? So he has the confidence to put her on the spot like that in a playful way. And she replies with the tongue sticking out. Essentially, she's going to laugh and feel shocked that he put her on the spot like that, and he knows that she is thinking about him and she wants to see him, and he has the confidence to be able to say something like that. He then says, "Well, you could just continue thinking about me all night, or you could come over and hang out. My sofa is probably more comfy than yours, so come over and check it out." And she replies, "Like when though?" "Now, girl, get your butt over here," with a laughing emoji. So she knows that he's only being playful there, right? He's not being rude. He's saying something a bit funny, a bit daring. He has the confidence to say it, and so on. Now, if a guy wanted to tone it down a bit, he could say something like, "Now, be spontaneous, let's hang out." And it would still be attractive to her because he's being confident and masculine by leading the way. But for this example, let's just say he said, "Now, girl, get your butt over here," with a laughing emoji. She then replies with a laughing emoji and says, "I can be there at like 8:30. And the guy says, "Perfect, I'll introduce you to my sofa," which is subtle flirting about the idea of potentially having sex on his sofa, right? He's not saying, "Perfect, we'll have sex on my sofa." Instead, he's saying, "Perfect, I'll introduce you to my sofa." Women understand the subtle language of flirting, right? It's about toying with the idea, playing with the idea of something. So you're playing with the idea of being attracted to her, or playing with the idea of you and her potentially hooking up. Women get those sort of things very easily. So in this case, the woman replies with the laughing emoji and the tongue sticking out, showing that she gets it. She gets that they are flirting about potentially having sex on his sofa. So what's going on is that this woman has met him in person, or they've matched on a dating app and then gotten off the app and been chatting, or she knows him. She wants to have sex or a relationship with him. So he's not just going to talk to her like a buddy. Like, he's going to create a spark and he's going to arrange a meetup. If a woman is texting a guy, then she wants to see him. You've always got to keep that in mind. So you don't need to be having long conversations with her or doing what the other guy was doing, where it was just talking in a very logical way and there was no spark there. So what can happen is a woman can begin to worry that if she got into a relationship with him, there may not be much of a spark between them. So the relationship may feel kind of boring and they would eventually have to break up. Yet when you're able to create sparks with women, you always get dates. Women always like texting you. They always want to see you. It's very easy. Number 7, she lost interest in texting multiple men at the same time. Texting to actually get a date can be overwhelming for some women. Text conversations with some guys can go on for days and weeks and even months before the guy builds up the courage to ask her out. Most women wish that a guy would just ask her out, but most guys just keep texting. Additionally, sometimes a woman just gets to the point where she wants to stop trying to keep up with texts from all the guys who are interested in her and she just wants to focus on one of the guys she likes. So in that case, she loses interest in texting multiple men at once, and that then leaves some guys thinking, why did she stop texting me? Number 8, he always replied too slowly or too quickly. If a guy replies too slowly, the woman can assume that he's not interested, or she can lose interest in the conversation because it just lacks that energy, that spark, that back and forth flow. On the other hand, if a guy always replies right away, no matter what time of day or night it is, it can make him seem very desperate to be with her. Women aren't attracted to desperation in men, so that's going to turn her off. So what's the solution? The solution is to not try to trick a woman into thinking that you're cool and busy by not replying. And don't try to win a woman over by showing 24/7 interest in her. Instead, just be attractive when you text her and then ask her out. That's all you need to do. Another possible reason why a woman will stop texting a guy is that other things became a priority for her. So a family matter, a health issue, certain responsibilities in her life, her emotional health, and so on. And finally, number 10, she is trying to give you and her some space to see if that makes things work. So for example, sometimes a guy needs to spend a bit of time improving himself, for example, becoming more confident, before he is a better match for a particular woman. In other cases, sometimes a guy needs to date other women first before he realizes that she is the best option for him. Additionally, sometimes a guy needs to lose a woman before he realizes that he really wants her. And this often happens when the woman was showing a lot of interest initially, which resulted in the guy feeling like he didn't really need to do anything and she'd always be there. So she pulled back to hopefully get him to care more. So as you can see, it's not always a case of, why did she stop texting? Oh, because she doesn't like you, bro. And that's it. It's not always that simple. There's always more to it. There are lots of possibilities. Yet, thankfully, the solution is always the same. You've got to make her feel attracted via text and get her to meet up with you. That's all you need to do. If you're one of the guys who've struggled to get dates with certain women via text and you've lost opportunities with women that you really liked and you wish that you knew what to text at that point, or you wish that you had a text to use right now that would refuel her interest in you and make her want to go on a date with you, then I recommend that you watch my program, Text Attraction. Text Attraction is the ultimate guide on how to attract women via text to get dates, sex, and relationships. The program includes 1,200 text examples covering topics such as the first text to send a woman when you get her number in person or when you match with her on a dating app, how to make women feel attracted to you as you're talking to them, how to get them out on a date, how to handle women who are challenging and difficult, how to contact women who have lost interest in you and get them to go out on a date with you, and so on. By the way, Text Attraction also comes with a bonus, 1,200 text examples. It's a collection of all the texts from the program, and it comes with a table of contents so you can easily find any text you need when you're texting live with a woman and are stuck on what you should text her to get the result you want. One final point that I want to make for you in this video is that when you're texting a woman you like, you always need to be the more confident one. Don't rely on her to make you feel confident based on what she's texting. You need to have independent confidence where you are confident regardless of how she is texting, right? Because sometimes a woman will like you, but she'll stop texting or play a little bit hard to get or act a little bit uninterested to hopefully increase your interest. So if you want to have sex or a relationship with her, you need to be confident, make her feel attracted, and get her to meet up with you.